You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the nation's leader delivering a monumental speech at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Business meeting. Plus, BAMU president assuring no disruption to school operations despite administrators' late arrival. And residents in Arden Forest area tackling a bushfire threatening their homes. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis delivering what can only be categorized as a modern-day bend or break speech at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce business meeting held last evening at the Grand Lucaine Resort. In a room teeming with government officials, executives of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and prominent business figures, the Prime Minister directly confronted the ongoing tensions between his administration and the city managers, GBPA.
If it now refuses to bend, must now be broken.
Quoting from the iconic 1969 bend or break speech by former Prime Minister the Right Honorable Lyndon Pinling, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis echoed a similar boldness as he addressed the issues with the Grand Bahama Port Authority. The executives were among those attending the first Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce meeting for the year.
Maybe the problem is not that successive governments have not asked too much from the Port Authority, but rather that governments have asked for too little.
Prime Minister Davis asserting that the Grand Bahama Port Authority was aware of his administration's intent to enforce the reimbursement clause of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement in 2022. Yet, he says the GBPA showed no inclination to convince the government of their commitment to being true partners for progress.
As I alluded to earlier, when the government pays the salaries of the many people delivering public services within Freeport, the port is responsible for reimbursing the government for any amount spent beyond the customs taxes paid in the port.
He then listed numerous dysfunctions and neglects of the Port Authority.
Look at the breaches in the seawalls along the Grand Lucaine waterways. Look at the unusable public ramps fishermen need to lower their boats into the water. Look at the erosion of the public beaches. Look at the area some call the ghetto, just yards away from the Pink Building. Look at the bridge leading to East Grand Bahama, still not fully repaired. Downtown Freeport was dead for 20 years.
Additionally, he highlighted instances where the government had intentions to assist with home repairs, but was blocked by the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Insisting that the workers cannot do so because they're behind on licensing fees or service charges, and these are small home repairs. There's just too much evidence that they care more about their infighting and shareholder lawsuits than our people. This is what happens when cities are treated like family heirlooms passed down without a thought as to whether those inheriting are willing to serve the interests of our communities over their profits.
Prime Minister Davis underscored all the key infrastructure sold under the Port Authority, such as the airport, harbor, utility, power, and a sanitation company.
I don't know what they did with all the money they made from selling off all those companies, but I know what they didn't do. They didn't invest in the climate resilient infrastructure Grand Bahama needs in this new climate era of intensifying hurricanes.
In a resolute stance, the nation's leader made it known to shareholders that despite what has transpired in the past, the government is not prepared to subsidize private profits with public money.
Port Authority's position is that this provision has never been enforced. Our position is that this unfortunate fact in no way removes the obligation under the law.
Now, if you missed the nation's leader keynote address, a rebroadcast is slated for TV and radio at 8 p.m. on the ZNS network. Well, President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, James Carey, weighing in on the nation leader monumental speech. He says the Prime Minister addressed the concerns of licensees of the Port Authority head on, deeming the remarks not only well-hearted but also essential in confronting the pressing issues.
Truly, I think it's something that we needed, and this was the right time. And I think those who came out made the right decision to come and hear it firsthand, and they have something to take back. And I'm sure, you know, as we analyze this and talk about where we're going and we start looking at things, I think it's going to be a great direction ultimately for us. You know, I don't know what the Port Authority's take is on this, but you know, he restated what had been said already.
Carey expressed that the Prime Minister's speech was infused with his fervent desire to see Freeport reclaim its status as the Magic City.
His tone was, I think, the correct tone. He was certainly on a mission, and I think his whole demeanor is that he would like to see the ills that ail Freeport resolved and the city emerge and move forward. He talked about the residents' community a bit. He made mention that is vitally important. We need to see our community rise.
Well, all ears were open as the Prime Minister made his speech at the Grand Lucaine Resort last night, a moment many from Grand Bahama business community awaited. Our Shalia Rowe joins us live now with reactions from the business community. Shalia, what are they saying?
Well, Ramiko, the Prime Minister making it clear that his aim is to focus on the future of Freeport. This as he addressed members of the business community at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce business meeting. Many of the attendees we spoke with say that the nation's leader's message was timely and provided much clarity on the government's stance on the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the city of Freeport.
We've been hearing one side of the story, and it was refreshing to hear the government side of the story.
The highly anticipated meeting drawing scores of members of the business community who gathered to the Prime Minister keynote address. These attendees believe that the nation's leader intentions are clear.
Help to diffuse a lot of the misinformation and fear-mongering among so many people.
I'm quite convinced that he doesn't want any animosity or any wars between the Port Authority and the government or the people of Grand Bahama. All we're looking to do is sort out what he's asking for and do it amicably and go from there. I don't think he's not asking for anything that he knows that is not deserving of the Bahamas.
I like how he went about explaining the history and the fact that the obligations that are enshrined in the agreement, and the fact that the Port Authority hasn't been living up to those obligations.
And I think it put everybody to ease, and it was a nice tone. He delivered it in a very nice tone. It wasn't confrontational, but if you read the speech, it was quite to the point.
Absolutely, he wants to see Freeport rise, and I think that's a critically important message that was resounding in his presentation this evening.
Former president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Kevin Seymour, says that the speech provided much context to the business community, which also outlined how the GBPA was not living up to its obligations.
I think he prefaced his remarks by saying this was not his first resort in addressing this issue. He attempted, I assume, him and his team, unsuccessfully, to try to negotiate this thing behind closed doors.
For the past few months, many questioned whether or not the public spat between the GBPA and the government had any impact on the investor confidence. Here is what these attendees had to say.
I don't see where it's going to deter them whatsoever from coming and spending in Grand Bahama.
It's not perfect for investor confidence, but when the two owners of our city, which is the Port Authority in Hutchinson, when they stopped investing in the city, and on top of that took the insurance money after Hurricane Matthew and Hurricane Dorian for first the hotel that we are in and then from the airport, that definitely doesn't help investor confidence.
In our country, we've had disparate points of view and disparate politics. He's trying to bring things together in a sensible, sustainable fashion.
Well, listen, I mean, those of us who have lived here for a number of years, we want to see some things happen, and everybody's saying it's not happening. Even the port themselves are saying it's not happening. So that says that we got to move forward. I'm looking forward to it. Hope I'm living long enough to see it.
Well, there you have it, Rumiko. Now, one question asked last night by an attendee to the Prime Minister was whether or not the government and the GBPA can work together moving forward. The nation's chief making it clear that everyone must work together for the best interest of Freeport. Reporting live in studio, I'm Shalia Roll. Back to you, Rumiko.
Thanks so much, Shalia. Well, yesterday reports emerged that some school administrators arrived late to work, sparking concerns of an impending industrial action. However, Bahamas Educators Managerial Union President Stephen McPhee assured that the delays did not disrupt school operations, emphasizing that administrators had made necessary provisions to ensure schools ran safely. Now, when asked if the administrators faced the same challenges today, here's what he had to say.
We would have had a few, but again, you know, I don't know. I don't think, based on reports, that it was as much as was yesterday. The statement of the omelette matters. What I'm saying is, we have an industrial agreement. The language in it is clear. If you the employer post Stephen McPhee to serve as principal for 1 year, you assess him, and then you forward the recommendation for his promotion. Why is the Ministry of Education there? If they claim that these challenges exist and we went to court for them, then we can't move ourselves in these posts.
Now, yesterday, the ministry affirmed its full commitment to the educators and administrators within the public educational system, noting that many matters have been long outstanding and the ministry is working to address them. The ministry also noted that of the 140 matters listed in a court matter, 130 of them have been resolved. Majority of the school leaders are receiving their allowance, entitlements, and the remaining ones are being remitted for payment. The ministry's statement also added that it is working in conjunction with the Ministry of Labor and Public Service to regularize anomalous postings so as not to disadvantage any officer. Switching gears now, for days, residents in the Arden Forest area encountered a scary bushfire that spread rapidly in the area of Sanderling Circle. Luckily, no homes were damaged during the blaze. However, close encounter resulted in the residents fighting the fire until firefighters were able to completely extinguish the flames.
I was awakened about 11:30 Saturday night and to the crackling in the bush. And when I looked out my room window, the fire was right by my room. So we were basically battling fire all day, all night.
I was so nervous. My first response was I need to get outside, get to the shack, get the hose and start putting out the fire as much as I can. Then I remembered, I called Donna and I told her, I said, fire's in the backyard.
Now, the fire continued through Sunday, affecting homes in that area. One resident roof caught on fire, while others were close to receiving direct contact with the flames. As the new week begins, these concerned residents remain on high alert.
They take like a while to come, but eventually they came. And Saturday night was the worst, because I hardly slept. You hear all the bush cracking and the bottles breaking, and the flames just was all over the place.
The fire was literally stench at the back of my yard, in my yard. And so the fire department officers would have come several times to attend to the fire, which was very much spreading because the wind was blowing in that direction. However, it kept moving and kept moving. We were being told, you're okay, it won't go any further. Every single time they said it won't go any further, it went further. And so as the back of the yard caught, it just blew like wildfire. This fire went on way into the evening hours, and as the wind switched, it appears as if the entire Sandiland Circle was on fire.
Now the residents are singing the praises of local firemen who say they worked through the night to ensure the safety of their homes and family. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Mothers are meant to be treasured. Make this Mother's Day one that she will never forget. Shop Bellevue Gifts and Supplies, Queens Highway, for great gift ideas.
Don't miss the 25% Mother's Day sale at Park & Shop. Ladies department only, including underwear. It's a 25% off sale, May 9th, 10th, and 11th at Park & Shop, downtown Freeport.
Pandora is celebrating all mothers. Shop, get a free sterling silver or 14-karat rose gold bracelet when you spend. This event goes on now at Pandora in the Port Kaya Marketplace.
Make your occasion memorable with trophies, awards, and plaques from Freeport Decorators. Engraving is also available. Phone 352-5557 or WhatsApp at 646-0777. Freeport Decorators. Signature Furniture is having a Mother's Day sale. Save 20% store-wide, May 8th through 11th. Phone 688-4000. Located on West Atlantic Drive in the Emerald Building, Unit Number 1. Signature Furniture.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Resilience Center recently recognizing a number of donors at their second annual Angel Mixer. The occasion was in celebration of their anniversary, and making a special appearance was wife of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
No man is an island, and that sentiment rang true for the Grand Bahama Resilience Center. While celebrating 4 years of service, Center officials chose to recognize those who have come to their aid time and time again during their second annual Angel Mixer. Noting the challenges as a non-profit organization, Executive Director Felicia McBride was overwhelmingly grateful for being on the receiving end from such a robust support system.
A lot of persons like to ask me, Jennifer, how do we do it? And the truth is we don't do it. We don't do it alone, that is. We have over 50 volunteers, and we have donors, and the Grand Bahama community has recently, in particular, had a local buy-in, and without them, we would not be here today.
Gracing the occasion with her presence was wife of the Prime Minister and patron Anne-Marie Davis, who fell in love with the center for staying true to the definition of the word resilient.
From the development of this organization, the Resilience Center, from the first time I set foot inside that building, before it was renovated, and reading everything on the walls and understanding the mission and the vision, I fell in love. Resilience, however, is more than just overcoming obstacles. It also involves welcoming change, encouraging creativity, and creating a future in which each and every person has the chance to prosper.
She would also give special recognition to the volunteers and donors for staying the course, and reminded them that selflessness must remain at the heart of their actions.
It is this spirit of generosity and empathy that helps build resilient, more caring communities. I urge all volunteers and donors to continue your remarkable work, knowing that every act of kindness and every donation, no matter how small, it makes a significant difference in the lives of others.
The center first opened its doors post-Hurricane Dorian, and since that time has been a beacon of hope for all ages seeking counseling, and offers a wide array of activities to enjoy. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
And now it's time to ask GBPC.
My question is, can you explain the breakdown charges of my power bill?
Thanks for your question. The base charge is a fixed fee that customers pay to the utility company for their electricity consumption. It covers the cost of maintaining the infrastructure, such as power lines, transformers, and administrative expenses. Your base charge rates remain constant from month to month and is broken up into 4 tiers with the rate changing in each tier. The fuel charge, also known as the energy charge, is a variable charge and fluctuates based on the cost of the fuel during the billing period. It reflects the cost of fuel sources used to generate electricity, fossil fuel, or renewable energy sources. Since the cost of fuel can vary due to market conditions, weather patterns, and other factors, the fuel charge may change from month to month. We hope this helps, and be sure to submit your questions for Ask GBPC, where we provide solutions every Tuesday on the ZNS network.
It's now time for a look at sports. Jay, tell us what's happening.
Coming up in sports, Grand Bahamian Phenom track and field athlete Shania Adley had an impressive showing at the World Relays. Don't go away. Sports is next after this break.
This Mother's Day, celebrate Mom at a Sunday brunch at Lighthouse Point, the Grand Lucayan. Food, entertainment, and surprises. Tickets $75, half price for kids 5 to 12. Taxes not included. Tickets available in the lobby.
D-Mac. While you are looking for sugar, someone can test your
KB.
I see it. My work is on the water.
Don't miss the best of the best. Turks and Caicos Islands, June 27th through 30th. TCI. Be there.
Hi. I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi. I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Officials announced early on that the curve of the floodway.
And cue.
At a fire had erupted in Atlanta.
All of the victims have lost their lives.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. It was a busy weekend in sports with Little League Baseball, but let's begin with the World Relays. Here's that report. Team Bahamas mixed 4x4 relay team qualified for the 2024 Olympic Games after a stellar performance this past weekend at the World Relays. However, it was 16-year-old Shania Adley that ran an impressive second leg in helping Team Bahamas. The Grand Bahamian returned home to a hero's welcome at the Grand Bahama International Airport.
I feel very good. I'm very excited. I'm just happy that we came out victorious, and I just thank God for that.
Many on social media had different views on the outcome of the heats when Shania failed to bring the baton in first place after running the ankle leg.
I didn't really pay attention to social media. I just got myself in the right mindset, and I just know what I had to do, and I just know I had to keep God first, and once I kept him first, I would have come out on top.
After finishing fourth in the heats the day before, Adley says she leaned on Shawnee Miller-Weibo, Alonzo Russell, and Stephen Gardner for support.
They just told me no pressure, just do my best and run my race.
Shania was overwhelmed for the support she received at home.
I'm so grateful for all the support that I have here and over there, and I just thank God for everybody and every day.
Adderley will continue to train as the season continues. And finally in sports, score some Little League Baseball playoffs. In 8U play, the Red Sox beat the Lions 9-8 in a close one. In 10U action, Bahama Rock got the win against Riviera and Associates 8-6. Now in 12U play, the Lions dominated the Royals. The final score was 15-1. And the Lions beat the Red Sox 11-6 in 16U action. Ladies and gents, that is a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
And it's now time for a look at your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay with us. Our Facebook friend of the night is up next.
Lucayan Service Company Limited, LOSCO, advises the motoring public that the western-bound lane of the Casarena Bridge will be open and the eastern-bound lanes will be closed effective May 6. The western-bound lane will be converted to single lanes for the east and westbound traffic. LOSCO do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Gents, Mother's Day is coming up, and I'm thinking about upgrading my kids' mother's kitchen.
Man, I thought your children's mother was married to another man. You have to know when to let go. This is powerful. You know what? I'm going to upgrade my wife's kitchen for Mother's Day. I am sure she would love that.
I think so too. Check out Cornet Bahamas. They're having a pre-Mother's Day sale, 35% off store-wide starting April 16th through May 16th. The Sandy Port Plaza, Freeport, Albuquerque, and Iloilo.
It's your time to taste the grand life at the newly restored Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill at Grand Lucayan. Grand Bahama's premium sports bar, hangout, and entertainment hub. Available for special events. Stop in 7 days a week and join the successful business professionals, sports fanatics, foodies, and friends at the most pristine stretch of beachfront in Freeport. The ultimate party spot. Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill. Now open 7 days a week. Sunday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to midnight. Special guest artists from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's also Karaoke Friday and Friday and Saturday. Happy hour. Drinks and food special at Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill. Located at Grand Lucayan. Call us today to book your parties, weddings, and special events. At Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill. Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I am ready.
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is Nurses Month, and it is Nurses Month rather, and tonight we salute Therrell Smith, a nurse at Lucayan Family Care and Concierge. We say thank you for all you do for this community. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, PM upbraids GBPA's record of neglect. Discarded fetus found, homeless man riddled, and in sports, Charlton gives back. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. A gruesome discovery at a local service station, now the focus of an intense police investigation here in the capital. What we can tell you is that a 24-year-old female, believed to be directly involved in the incident, is tonight in hospital under police guard. She's expected to be questioned by police once she's fit and able to do so. Authorities also reporting that the male fetus was between 15 and 20 weeks. LaDawn Davis picks up the story from here.
Authorities telling ZNS News that the lifeless body of a fetus was found in this dumpster in the outside bathroom of the Rubus gas station here on Gladstone Road. We got a chance to speak to press liaison Chrislyn Skippings for an update.
His Majesty Coroner was on scene, and so she will be assisting with the investigations into this incident. And this time I don't have much more information. However, once I'm completed here, we'll get some more questions. We'll speak with the investigators, find out exactly what's going on, how far along they are in investigations, and be able to provide you with an update at that time.
Skipping strongly cautioned Bahamians who are going through a difficult situation.
Reach out to somebody. Do not try to take things into your own hand. Do not try to cause any injury to yourself. Find someone. There's always someone that you can talk to. Social Services has a hotline. There is community counseling and assessment unit. You have your pastors. You have guidance counselors. Everybody has someone that they can speak to in this country. I want you to utilize the resources and the persons that we have. And Bahamians, if someone comes to you with something in confidence, please keep it in the strictest of confidence.
ZNS News was able to speak to the head of security here at the Rubus gas station on Gladstone Road, who told us that it's a police matter and declined to comment further on the discovery. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Well, thanks, LaDawn. Meantime, amid fears a gang war could emerge, police were called to yet another homicide early this morning, this one on Dunkirk Road in the Foxhill community. Cleopatra Murphy has the details of that incident.
Less than a day after a man was shot dead in a hail of bullets in the Fleming Street area, a homeless man was found shot dead in this abandoned structure.
It hurt me a little because I know what I mean. I just talked to him, but 2 nights ago he was there and we was talking shell too. You know what I mean? Just talking to him. Now, no, he gone. It's saddening because I mean, we used to keep each other company sometimes, you know what I mean?
The family of the 68-year-old's deceased identified him as Petrol Green, the caretaker of the dilapidated, garbage-strewn property where his body was found and where he also lived. His sudden death, alone, surrounded by squalor, is hitting his cousin hard, as he recalls hearing as many as 20 gunshots fired after 1 a.m. Tuesday, but dismissed it as the norm in Fox Hill.
And usually every morning I see him, I hail him before I go. But this morning I didn't see him hail, because he'll hail me. He'll be like, "Cuz," and I'd be like, "Yeah, cuz." I go to work, and I didn't even know until I was to work and I heard somebody get killed from the corner where I live through.
Area residents allege the deceased often engaged in petty theft and took on odd jobs. His cousin Wesley Neely, charged with locating Green's documents, says he struggled with mental issues, choosing to be on the streets despite inheriting his mother's house.
We wasn't close like that, not with him, because he was always wayward like, so But it's just my auntie, you know, like that. But like I said, I hear only because, I mean, ain't nobody else here to do it.
Police who had a heavy presence on the scene say Green, who was shot multiple times about the body, was found sometime after 8:30, calling for area residents to reach out with any information they may have. With the deadly shooting just hours after the fatal shooting of Michael Fox Jr., who police labeled a major player in a Fox Hill gang, the Outlaws, Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippings says it is too soon to tell if the cases are connected, but called on residents to remain vigilant. Her advice regarding family members involved in gangs.
Bring them into the Criminal Investigations Department, take them to the nearest police station, inform our department as to who are involved in the conflicts. Let's see if we could prevent and save some lives.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell among those deeply concerned that we may possibly be on the tip of an outbreak of violence. This in the wake of yesterday's early morning shooting of known Fox Hill gang member Michael Fox Jr., as you just heard. While there's no evidence indicating today's slaying in the Fox Hill area is connected to Monday's incident, Mitchell is nonetheless disturbed by this apparent scourge of violence.
I saw the photographs of what happened early this morning. They're really horrific, and the question I was asking the Commissioner of Police is what could a man who didn't look like he was of the age or of the ilk that would be connected with any kind of nefarious activities. He looked, in fact, like he may have been a vagrant. So what could have invited that kind of response?
Mitchell remembers well the horrific events of December 27th, 2013, when 4 people were gunned down on the Fox Hill Park during a drive-by shooting. All the victims died, making it among the deadliest mass shootings in the nation's history. He's urging all residents to be on heightened alert.
The community should continue to exercise the appropriate caution because having read what the police said in the press this morning, it obviously there's some concerns that there'll be some kind of retaliatory action. And we know what has happened before in the public spaces in Fox Hill. So we got to continue to be concerned and act appropriately.
In other news, an unbending social order, which, if it now refuses to bend, must now be broken. Pulling directly from Sir Lyndon's 1969 famous bend or break speech, the Prime Minister last evening upped the government's standoff with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, publicly declaring that he's had enough, having given the GBPA extraordinary concessions.
I've had enough of the scare tactics.
That there laid the groundwork for Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis's serious tongue-lashing on the Grand Bahama Port Authority, the very entity that has had a long history with the city of Freeport. And at the centre of that relationship, the Hawksbill Creek Agreement that the Prime Minister says held apparent promise and peril early on.
There's just too much evidence that they care more about their infighting and shareholder lawsuits than our people. This is what happens when cities are treated like family heirlooms passed down without a thought as to whether those inheriting are willing to serve the interests of our communities over their profits. They have divested themselves of key assets sold for profits, the very assets that would allow them to develop the economy of Freeport as they are required to do by law. The road building company has been sold, the harbor company has been sold, the utility company, the power company, even the sanitation company.
What they did with all the money made, the Prime Minister couldn't say, countering that what they didn't do was invest in the island's climate-resilient infrastructure. As he sees it then, fees are being collected while obligations are uncapped. The GBPA is seriously pushing against reimbursing the government some $357 million, charging that it owes nothing.
Both parties are now proceeding along the mutually agreed upon path following the sunset of 30 days notification. But let me tell you something. Since March 26, none of the many investors we are working with across a range of projects here in Grand Bahama or on other islands have objected or retreated or raised any concerns or even raise an eyebrow over what is happening.
The Prime Minister, who was addressing Grand Bahamas Chamber of Commerce last evening, went on to assure that his government will never take steps that water down any of the rights, privileges, or benefits they enjoy.
I have an open door policy. I have an open mind about what comes next. The only thing I'm not open to is the status quo.
And that brings us to this programming note. Be sure to tune in to ZNS Television and Radio tonight at 8 p.m. for a rebroadcast of the Prime Minister's keynote address to the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's so radical. New, the Kentucky Pizza Sandwich. Crispy chicken topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's so new. It's so radical. Order your Pizza Sandwich now at KFCNassau.com. It's finger-licking good.
Elaine, you hear what Boss Man was saying in the back there just now?
About what? The luncheon?
Why you always worried about food? No, about how we gotta pay a little more for national insurance.
Mildred, you talking fool.
I can't afford to pay that. And you're always crying, palm out. Ain't gonna be much. Boss still gotta pay. 1st of July, 2024.
I think that terminal benefit is what did help my boy Tony through the pandemic. That same unemployment benefit. And guess what?
What?
Susan, I think she'd get a pregnancy benefit, eh?
You mean maternity benefit, eh? So now, we gotta do our part to make sure we get our pension. All right, well, let me try and go back to our easy boss.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
The best of the best. Keep the vibes alive music group. Alpha Sounds Promotions present the best of the best Wicked Straight Explosion. as we ignite the grounds of Super Club Breezes. KB, Gino D, Funky B, Veronica Bishop, Ivy, the Bar Islanders, Elon Moxley, Shine 242.
Get your tickets now. Available online at BahamasEtickets.com or swing by the Beauty Shack on Soldier Road and Carmichael Road.
And we're not done yet. The Falcons, Shag Collie and the VIPs, Pat Ramey, Stevie S, Johnny Cake, Iron Store, Novi, Mama D, and Nishi LS. Skyboxes and Skypods available. Call 394-0819. The best of the best Break and Scrape Explosion. Gates open at 6 p.m. May 11th at Super Club Breezes.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Here in the Bahamas, we love our food. From savory conch fritters to refreshing coconut water, our cuisine reflects our vibrant culture and abundant natural resources. But as our population grows and global challenges like climate change loom, ensuring food security is more critical than ever. We at the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources want you to play your part by supporting local farmers and fishers.
Passionate Bahamians have evangelized for years about the need to feed ourselves.
Together, we can reduce our carbon footprint and promote economic resilience within our communities. Let's honor our traditions, protect our environment, and ensure that the flavors of our Bahamas endure for future generations.
Bahamas, let's work together to lower our food import bill. Food security is in our hands.
Food security is in our hands.
We turn our attention now to news from the courts. The trial of 5 people, including former Water and Sewage Chairman, Executive Chairman, that is, Adrian Gibson, continued in the Supreme Court today with Gibson's cousin and a key prosecution witness continuing testimony. Fern Carey reports.
Prosecution witness Rochelle Gibson returned to the stand Tuesday for cross-examination conducted by defense attorney Damian Gomez-Casey in the Supreme Court. She responded no to a series of questions Gomez asked, among them whether she ever conspired with anyone to commit bribery or was involved in any bribery activity or scheme. Rochelle also told the court, among other things, that she never agreed with her first cousin and former Water and Sewage Executive Chairman Adrian Gibson to commit bribery, never offered him any bribes or never paid him any bribe. She also said she never witnessed any instances of bribery and never received any funds from Water and Sewage. However, the prosecution's star witness said yes when asked if she ever witnessed any money laundering, explaining that they had closed an account and placed the money in another account, apparently referring to a testimony on Monday where she testified that back in 2021, Gibson accompanied her to the bank to close the account of Elite Maintenance, transferring that money to another company where Gibson and his former fiancée were listed as the beneficial owners. Gomez also cited several checks ranging from over $2,000 to over $5,000, asking Rochelle if she knew of any incidents where Gibson collected and received, and she said she did not know. She also said she didn't know anything about any incidents where Gibson received several checks from Water and Sewage, including some 21 wire payments for over $111,000 alleged to have been given Gibson from Water and Sewage, amounting to over $538,000. The trial continues. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Meantime, Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson setting a final date in the murder trial of Nathan Harding, who's accused of kidnapping 62-year-old Jane Harding and a 34-year-old daughter, Melissa, before allegedly raping, killing, and burying their bodies in a shallow grave on the beach in Long Island back in February 2020. Justice Grant Thompson telling prosecutors that she had set the matter on a fast track for trial, and she gave them another chance to produce witnesses in the case. The trial trial has been delayed reportedly due to outstanding scientific reports. The senior justice adjourned the matter to February 2025 as prosecutors say they were not ready to proceed. This prompted Justice Grant Thompson to indicate that she could not give the Crown any more time other than that final date. Harding, who appeared in court without his attorney, assured the court he would have his lawyer present when the trial begins. Well, demolition in North Eleuthera shantytowns began today after notices were posted to more than 200 structures back in March.
Criteria for identifying unregulated structures is that the owner or the occupant has to show that they have a valid building permit for their structure. From our research and from our previous visit, many of the structures were not permitted. And that is one of the reasons why we're dealing with them, because they're also fire hazards. Some of the structures are too close to each other. Some are not built to the minimum code standards. And so we want to ensure that all construction throughout the Bahamas is being done under the Building Regulation Act regulations.
Ahead of the demolition, though, Assistant Director of the Department of Social Services, Cheryl Lee Kelly, says social services had conducted assessments to provide aid to those eligible for help. She says you must be a Bahamian citizen.
Persons who would have work permits, we would assist them with a one-time food, emergency food assistance. However, persons with status and persons who are citizens can apply for rent assistance and other services that we offer with light and food ongoing. So we've had persons from those communities who would have assisted, who we would have assisted with assistance like that. But there have not been many of those persons because most of the persons living in the communities are actually with work permits.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honourable Jomo Campbell, is dismissing as false claims that Porterski dock vendors whose stalls were destroyed in last November's fire have not received promised funds. Asked about the issue, Minister Campbell says the funds are available, but there is a process that has to be completed before the money is dispersed.
Each vendor was presented with approximately $16,500 to assist them through local vendors, local store owners. I'm told that as of today's date, one of the vendors has fully accessed their material, and the other 5 are waiting approval from the Ministry of Works for their plants. But they all have their permits, and as soon as they have approval for their plants, then they should be able to proceed.
Well, we still have more news to come, but Amajan Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports. Amo?
Coming up in sports, world record holder Devin Charlton gives back, and we hear from one of our young tennis aces. Details of those stories and more coming up in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Allie and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Allie dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
Simplified Lending, we know that your time is precious. So we've unscrambled the loan process, making it fast and hassle-free. You can have your answer in as little as 24 hours. When you qualify, we simplify. We are the best borrowing solution for tuition, home renovation, vacation loans, emergency medical expenses, purchasing a vehicle, and for business expansion loans. Simplified Lending for simplified living. Call us today or find us in the R&D Plaza on JFK Drive.
This is the National Youth Guard program designed to train young people to help the Bahama Islands in times of disaster.
I decided to join to better serve my country as well as to better myself.
We train to help with search and rescue, electrical, plumbing, and carpentry.
And things that they can actually expand on in their careers.
Young people who join the Youth Guard program discover a sense of identity, a sense of purpose, and a sense of patriotism.
This program isn't about only the individuals. It is about the country.
Andy, turns out I'm allergic to the Australian veggie spread.
Ooh, thankfully CG will cover you anywhere in the world. Remember when I went to Australia for my title fight? Trust me when I say you do not want to get in the ring with a kangaroo. It wasn't until my victory dinner with the Sultan that I realized top shelf caviar doesn't agree with me. But I was covered. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm teaching your cousin how to use a flamethrower. Woohoo!
Medical cover anywhere in the world. CG Atlantic Medical and Life. Good like that.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow.
The Agricultural Development Organization embarks on a mission to transform farming as we know it here in the Bahamas through setting up community farms across the country, the most recent being on St. James Road at the Pilgrim Baptist Church.
We want to set up at least one community farm in every constituency in the Bahamas. And the idea is to bring the community together through these farms so that the community will even be able to eat healthy. They would be able to get fresh produce from the farm, fruits and fresh produce from the farm. Any excess produce they will then sell on a farmer's market. We'll set up farmers markets within the communities as well so that any excess produce could be sold on at the farmer's market. And then this is also a way that persons could be trained to farm so that they could then even get into commercial farming themselves.
ADO technical consultant Shilmakhan Cargill gives us more insight into the organization's latest addition to the Community Farm Initiative.
Basically, it's a very simple raised bed garden. And it's used just to demonstrate and get involvement with the members of the community and show them that in small spaces within the community, we're capable of producing our own food. So definitely it's just a demonstration and a way to integrate our intention of moving forward in the future of getting more involvement of the community members themselves to take over these projects and really propel food security on a community and household level.
Cargill also emphasizes the importance of community farming.
You need community development in order to create a healthier nation. So it's very, very important that we start at the household and community level in order to demonstrate the viability and necessity of producing food in a local setting.
ADO's executive chairman, Philip Smith, adds that the organization also partnered with the Royal Bank of Canada to give away 400 backyard farming kits.
Which was also a donation by Royal Bank of Canada. They had many of their volunteers from all over the world come together, their staff from many of their offices and banks throughout the country, throughout the world, came and packed these kits, and we packed 900 backyard kits. And that we're giving out today in this community, 400 of those backyard kits. Today we would also give out some of the produce from the farm as well.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Several New Providence schools, part of a pilot program that prepares students for the upcoming GLAD examinations. Cracking the GLAD offers students of both Centerville and Palmdale Primary preparatory training and tips. The 4-hour program targets problem subjects like mathematics. Centerville Primary Principal is Katharina Williams.
Well, because this is our first time doing this initiative, we decided to pilot it at 6th grade. Of course, with plans of next year to have this duplicated across our campuses within other grade levels, not just 3rd and 6th, because the GLAD is only a diagnostic testing to say where the children are. But we want to do this at every grade level, getting children prepared to end one grade level and to enter another.
Palmdale Primary Principal Dr. Clinton Josie says the synergy between the schools has been beneficial.
The camaraderie you could see is here in the background. We're preparing now to go into our separate rooms so that we could study together. And I'm certainly study groups will be formed after this for these last 10 days left before sitting the examinations. Palmdale Primary School and Centerville will be partnered before in other initiatives. So this is nothing new for our boys and girls. Children learn best from one another. So it's fitting for us to come together.
Well, high honors for a veteran educator who has made quite an impact on the local education sector. Desmond Saunders has the story.
I am elated. I'm very lost for words, but I believe in the old adage that says hard work. If you work hard, then hard work will pay off.
A special moment for veteran educator and former principal of Sadie Curtis Primary School, Dr. Carolyn Wright Mitchell. The acclamation, the red carpet, the pomp and fanfare fit for Queen.
Excited to be honored that someone is, or this institution is taking the time to honor me for the work that I've done here at the school and by the Department of Education as well.
Deputy Director of Education for Schools Management, Janice Moss, and acting principal of the Sadie Curtis Primary School, Sherrado Gibson, says officials were inspired to honor Mitchell for her vibrant legacy in education.
Our honoree, she would have left an indelible mark on this school. Her handprints are everywhere. And as a school body, it was fitting for us to honor her.
Well, she is truly a lady of excellence. She has high standards, not just for herself, but for teachers and parents and students. And because of her high standards, she ensured that the delivery of education is one where students thrive.
Mitchell's journey began 31 years ago, serving as senior mistress and principal of the Garventines Primary School and an exceptional teacher at several schools in New Providence and the Family Allens. She's now the district superintendent at the Ministry of Education with responsibility for the Eastern New Providence Primary District.
And I wanted to lead the change in ensuring that this school became the #1 school in the district. And I can joyfully say that before I departed, this school was the #1 school in the district. While being a principal, we experienced a major hurricane. I had to navigate through COVID-19, and those were, everything was fluid, and I can always remember what we did to just ensure that this school was afloat and the instructional program was not, was still going on.
Surrounded by close family and friends, the honoree hopes her life could in some small way positively influence the youth of the nation. Her wish for Bahamian students?
I wish that all students will continue to have multiple opportunities to excel in academics because, as we know, we're in a global market and we want to ensure that our students are ready.
High honors for an outstanding Bahamian. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
The Bahamas Tonight continues after this.
In 2023, over 9 million visitors came to the Bahamas, the region's leading tourism destination. That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Paradise is not only found in Nassau, but throughout our 16 island destinations.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Over 400,000 Bahamians depend on our tourism-driven economy.
That is why tourism is everyone's business. It's the passing on of our traditions and our cultural heritage to the next generation.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Tourism is everyone's business.
From the straw we plant, to exploring our Bahama blues, to experiencing the greatest show on earth. No matter who you are, we all have a part to play in our tourism industry.
This is our country.
These are our islands.
This is our home.
That's why tourism
is everyone's business.
This is the National Youth Guard program designed to train young people to help the Bahama Islands in times of disaster.
I decided to join to better serve my country as well as to better myself.
We train the help in search and rescue,
electrical, plumbing, and carpentry.
And things that they can actually expand on in their careers.
Young people who join the Youth Guard program discover a sense of identity, a sense of purpose, and a sense of patriotism.
This program isn't about only the individuals. It is about the country.
This year, we were proud to introduce our theme, Under the Sea, and bring awareness to the importance of sustainable fishing and conservation of our amazing marine resources like lobster, the Nassau grouper, and conch. Moving forward every Boxing Day, the group will focus on a new cause as aligned with our key brand pillars and engaging an iconic Bahamian musician to create and perform a song to promote that cause.
Protecting the environment, right? 35 years as the mayor of the Bahamas.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
This is the National Youth Guard program designed to train young people to help the Bahama Islands in times of disaster.
I decided to join to better serve my country as well as to better myself.
We train the help in search and rescue,
electrical, plumbing, and carpentry.
And things that they can actually expand on in their careers.
Young people who join the Youth Guard program discover a sense of identity, a sense of purpose, and a sense of patriotism.
This program isn't about only the individuals. It is about the country.
Gents, Mother's Day is coming up, and I'm thinking about upgrading my kids' mother's kitchen.
Man, I thought your children's mother was married to another man. You have to know when to let go. This is powerful. You know what? I'm going to upgrade my wife's kitchen for Mother's Day. I am sure she would love that.
I think so too. Check out Cornet Bahamas. They're having a pre-Mother's Day sale, 35% off store-wide starting April 16th through May 16th. The Sandy Port Plaza, Freeport, Albuquerque, and Iloilo.
Here in the Bahamas, we love our food. From savory conch fritters to refreshing coconut water, our cuisine reflects our vibrant culture and abundant natural resources. But as our population grows and global challenges like climate change loom, ensuring food security is more critical than ever. We at the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources want you to play your part by supporting local farmers and fishers.
Passionate Bahamians have evangelized for years about the need to feed ourselves.
Together, we can reduce our carbon footprint and promote economic resilience within our communities. Let's honor our traditions, protect our environment, and ensure that the flavors of our Bahamas endure for future generations.
Bahamas, let's work together to lower our food import bill. Food security is in our hands.
Food security is in our hands.
A month after a fire scorched acres of land in North Andros, BAMSI is reporting that it was only minimally impacted. BAMSI President Dr. Ravinia Roberts-Hanner says, but for a few challenges, the Institute was otherwise unscathed, allowing BAMSI to assist officials with their firefighting efforts.
The fire really progressed in an area that was undeveloped, so we did not have any loss, financial loss there. BAMSI was also very instrumental, actually, in assisting the local firefighters with their fire efforts, in that we were able to provide water to refill the trucks. And so, as BAMSI is a part of the community, it's important that we assist the community as we can.
Dr. Roberts-Hanner says there was no loss to livestock or their feeding supply, and any damage was rather insignificant. And already, she insists restoration is near complete.
It really did not affect operations as such, because BAMSI sits on 800 acres of land. So those 40%, we've had additional food source for the animals. We've already begun our restoration protocols, and so those pastures are actually on their way to being restored.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Mikesha. This evening, we have a little bit more cloud in our forecast. We are under partly cloudy skies with a temperature at 78 degrees. Relative humidity, 82%. The winds are out of the east at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,013.6 millibars. That's 29.93 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening, 78 degrees in Marshall, Babaco, Green Toe, Key, and Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 79, Alistown, Bimini. Also reporting 79 degrees. We pick up some 77s in Harper Island and Rock Zani, Lutra. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 78 degrees. 78 also in Kemp Space at Andros, Black Point, Exuma, and Alistown, Cat Island. San Salvador, 77. Rim Key at 78 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 78. 78 again in Ragged Island, Clarence Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 79. 78 degrees in Acklands, Matitown, Inagua, 79. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight through Wednesday in the northwestern islands. Those winds, they're going to be out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave height's 2 to 4 feet. So we would have dropped the caution flag for the northwest Bahamas through Wednesday. Now, the high tide, that will take place at 8:13 this evening. Another high tide at 8:32 tomorrow morning in the central and southeastern islands tonight through Wednesday. Easterly winds 12 to 18 knots. And the wave heights are 3 to 6 feet. So once again, we're asking small craft to continue to exercise caution in the central and southeastern islands through Wednesday. And as we take you into Thursday in the northwest and central parts of our country, the winds become southeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet without any caution flags. High tide at 9:21 in the morning with the low tide at 3:26 in the afternoon. In the southeast Bahamas, nevertheless, we will maintain the caution as those winds will continue easterly at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal South Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
When we say money at work, what are we talking about? With the RF brokerage account, you can enjoy the ease of having all of your securities custodied in one place. You have access to guidance from professional traders with years of industry experience as you buy and sell security. You get access to the widest range of public and private Bahamian investment opportunities in the market, so you can create generational wealth right at home. Money at work means going beyond the typical with real and innovative ways to help more Bahamians create and manage wealth.
In the heart of the Bahamas, our craftsmanship is as strong as our cultural heritage. Embrace the strength of our locally crafted roll-down shutter, fortified against nature's fury with Miami-Dade hurricane rating. Our storm panel kits certified to the Florida Building Code. They're designed for wind zones 1 to 3. Just as our shutters and panels embody strength, so does the rhythm of our Junkanoo drum. From expertise to craftsmanship, the spirit of the Bahamas shines through.
It's time to start a cooperative business today. All you need is a business plan, a set of cooperative bylaws, $25 and an application form, and 10 persons who believe in the same vision. For more information on starting a cooperative, call 397-7400, extension 7443, 6551, 6553, and 6577. The Department of Cooperative Development. Develop, facilitate, regulate.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Losing your furniture to costly termite damage? You need Rentokil Initials Drop and Go Furniture Fumigation, the only service like it in the Bahamas. Simply drop your furniture at a fumigation container located at 5th Terrace, Centerville, and collect your termite-free piece within days. Sealed with our termite-free guarantee. Fast, convenient, affordable. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
The most important thing in life is family, and whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. She's fresh off representing the country as a part of the women's 4x1 team that competed at this weekend's World Relays. But 16-meter hurdles world record holder Devin Charlton is still at home and using her time to give back. Our intern, Swanson Gibson, was there and filed this report.
60-meter world record holder Devin Charlton hosted a day-long clinic at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Charlton spoke about the inspiration to teach the next generation of hurdlers.
I'm hoping to make this like a yearly thing where I come out and just take a day or two to get with the kids and like just show them some things that I've been implementing in my practices and just hoping that they can use these tools as well to advance in the hurdles.
Charlton, on the growth she is seen in the clinic's second year.
We have a good amount of kids. I didn't get a head count, but I think we did this last year, and it looks to be about the same amount of girls, if not a little bit more. I think it's good. I think the first time around, we had some girls who are interested in hurdles, just getting into it, and now I think those same girls, I'm seeing them again, and their technique has really crisped up. It's been only a year, but looking better already, and so now we're gonna like separate them into and start doing more advanced drills.
These kids spoke about participating in exercises and improving their skills.
It feels amazing
I feel like it's a good experience because we get to learn more than we do in practice, I guess. Yeah.
I feel as if it's really great because I get a new opportunity to, have a world record holder teaching me new stuff about hurdles and stuff like that.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
In tennis news, he's achieved considerable success on the collegiate tennis circuit and picked up some all-conference honors this past season. ZNS Total Sports team caught up with young tennis ace Michael Major Jr. Here's our Charles Fisher.
Only after playing a year, Michael Major Jr. is swinging, having been named to the MEAC Conference second team and the Howard Bison Newcomer of the Year.
Had to gain the confidence, and once I got it, honestly, it was smooth sailing from there. It's great to be, recognized for the work that I put in. I feel like all the guys on my team know that I work hard. Even though I'm young, they also listen to me, they listen to my input, so that's been good. And it feels good to be recognized for the work that I put in. And in terms of being named MEAC second conference, that's amazing, coming in as a freshman. Not a lot of guys who even played their full 4 years in our conference could say that they've even been named all-conference team. So to do that in my first year and also be second for Rookie of the Year it's a great feeling.
His game has improved a lot, but there is still one aspect he is working on.
Serve could be a major weapon, get you a lot of easy points. I feel like I have a good serve, but I definitely could improve on that. And then the transition game to the volleys, like coming to the net, taking control of the point, I definitely could work on that. I feel like I have it in my skill set already, but it's always good to keep working on those things because that's basically what wins you matches in tennis, because everyone could hit the ball, everyone could get the ball back, but it's those type of things that set you apart for sure.
So how was his freshman year at the age of 17?
The people in the U.S. are different from the people there in terms of manners and just the surroundings. I've been lucky to have a group of guys who actually have Caribbean backgrounds, so they know about the camaraderie and all of that. So that's been good.
Up next for Major Jr., the Bahamas Davis Cup trials here in the next 2 weeks. Wishing him the best of luck. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
As a part of their 15-year anniversary, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies is embarking on a mission to make Bahamian basketball players in various communities very happy. Here's Chief Operating Officer Vibert Williams.
We are donating 15 242 designed basketball courts all throughout Bahama land, from end to end.
And if you want your community to be one of the lucky ones to be selected, here's how to go about it.
Competition starts as soon as this message gets out to the members of the public. So as soon as you see it, you head over to Bahamas Striping Group of Companies on Facebook. You like it. You get 49 others to like it. You post your motivations for your court, and the competition starts. We're going to run it for at least 2 months to make sure we get enough buy-in and motivation, and then we'll make a decision and get to work putting down those brand new courts in these communities.
And in soccer news, the Winton rugby pitch was littered with activity on Sunday as the Baja Junior Soccer Club hosted the inaugural Winton Cup. It was designed to be a showcase for some of our up-and-coming young soccer stars. Coach Antonio Hernandez tells us more.
After we visited Kicks last December, our parents decided, look, we need our own tournament as well. And so we decided we're going to organize a tournament for U11s and U13s. And here you're witnessing the outcome of that tournament. It's one of the largest we have so far organized on NASA in a while. We had 14 U11 teams, 8 U13 teams. I had a 4-member committee who was organizing, Coach Kellon, Coach Julian, and then we had Coach Jamie, who all help out in different areas to make this day a successful day.
And that's been Look at Your Sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
It's so new. It's so radical. New, the Kentucky Pizza Sandwich. Crispy chicken topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's so new. It's so radical. Order your Cheetah Sandwich now at KFCNassau.com. It's finger-licking good.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here, but when I turn to party, this jump on I got me with so what?
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we're going to get you started with a satellite discussion, and there's nothing much to talk about other than